Hey everyone, and welcome back to Swift Guitar Lessons. Today I'm sharing with you 3 essential strumming patterns for acoustic guitar. Now we're going to be focusing on patterns that utilize strumming, space or rest, and even some percussive elements. But before we get there, I'm sharing with you this great pick from my friends over at Twin Picks. This is a double level pick that kind of creates a little bit of a 12-string guitar sound, very rich, very full. It's got 2 tongues and in between some space, which is what allows for this great sound. I'm going to be playing this throughout the lesson, so let me know what you think, and I'll definitely post a link down in the description where you can grab a pack of your own. Let's get started. Okay, we have a close look at the guitar, and we're getting started with our pop strumming pattern. A very common pattern that you hear in songs like Last Kiss and Brown Eyed Girl by Van Morrison. So I have my G major chord gripped, great chord to practice this with, and I'm going to start off with a quick demonstration. It sounds like this. Okay, so all I'm doing there is down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Now some of you might be able to get that by feel. For others, it's very helpful to take a look at where each of the strums fall in the beats. So on the first beat, 1, we have a downstroke. 1, 2, a second downstroke on the second beat. But then this is where the flavor comes in. On the 8th note, the end before 3, we're going to throw in an upstroke like this. Down, down, up. Or 1, 2, end. So those of you out there in YouTube land, you should try to copy what I play now. So I have down, down, up. Let's try that again. Down, down, up. Then after the 3rd beat, we're going to throw in another upstroke. Down, down, up, up. Or 1, 2, and 3, end. 1, 2, and 3, end. That's followed by 2 more strums, a downstroke on the 4th beat, and an upstroke on the 8th note after that 4th beat, the end. Down, down, up, down, up. Or 1, 2, and 3, and 4, end. Now real slow. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, end. Okay, it's at this point I want to take the opportunity to explain one of the things that makes a professional guitar player sound more dynamic and cleaner when they're strumming. The downstrokes, at least on the first strum, should include all of the strings. Then the upstrokes are much, much lighter, usually just including the high E string, B string, and G string, maybe a little bit of the D string. So you want to be able to control the bass tones and the treble tones. Now I'm cutting it up even further, just hitting the bass tones on the 1. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. A lot of times if you're playing with a bass player or a drummer, it'll be those instruments that dictate how we strum and where we strum. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Okay, moving on to our next pattern. This one is called the RMB strumming pattern. I have my G major chord once again. I'm going to demonstrate. Okay, as seen in my video on Stand By Me, this one is simply strum, a slap of the strings, another strum, and then finally another slap of the strings. But like with pattern number 1, where we do these actions is very important. So I'm going to do it now with the count. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So a down strum on our first beat, 1, and then on the second beat, a slap of the strings, trying to force the strings into the wired frets to make that clapping sound, very similar to a snare drum. 1, 2. Then, before we get to the 3rd beat, very common, we're taking everything out of the 3rd beat, we're going to do a downstroke on the end, like this. 1, 2, end. 1, 2, end. We're going to wait until the 4th beat comes around. 1, 2, and 3, and slap. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. You try these over different chords like G, E A minor, C, D. One, two, and three, and four. 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 Okay, moving on to pattern number 3. This is the country pattern, and one that you can hear in my lesson on the Beatles' I've Just Seen a Face. So I have my G chord gripped up one more time, and I'm gonna start off with a demonstration. It sounds like this. Okay, so this is another pattern that utilizes that concept of separating out the bass notes from the treble notes. We're getting started on the 1 beat with a root. So just hitting the E string, or I can hit like the E, the A, and the D string, just my bass tones. Then that's followed by down, up, down, up, down. Root, 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 down, up, down, up, down. Probably the easiest one to get by feel, but with the count, 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So just a bunch of eighth notes there. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Sometimes you hear another upstroke right at the end. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and just like that. Now, while this is an easy pattern to get down, it can be a little bit difficult to catch the root, say, if you went to a C chord, because then we'd have to drop the pick down like that to make sure that we're accommodating the roots as the chord progression changes. Alright everyone, thanks so much for checking out this lesson on essential strumming. I got plenty more videos coming up, so keep checking back. Please subscribe and please share. For those of you who are in the Philadelphia area and at the beginner level, I do have another intro to guitar class starting January 4th, 2015. So come down and start your year off with some great technique and building a solid foundation for future learning. PhillyGuitarClass.com for all the information, and you can save on your enrollment with our friendly promo code PhillyRocks. Until next time, I am Rob at Swift Guitar Lessons in Philadelphia, saying happy picking.